PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. I was not expecting to make this video today. I had a lot of different other plans, but when I heard about it, I'm like, you know what? I gotta talk about this because I thought it's actually a genuinely interesting thing. As you probably guessed by the title, Blaze is no longer going to be manufacturing the Atari collections. There are a total of 5 Atari collections from Evercade. There's Atari Collection 1, Atari Collection 2, Atari Lynx Collection 1, Atari Lynx Collection 2, and of course the Atari Arcade Collection. I personally only have 3 out of the 5. I got this one because it came with a bundle I had bought, and then these two my wife actually got me. She got me the Lynx collections, and now I'm really glad she did because I might have not bought those for myself. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should get those, and she got them for me. So, and there's a lot of really good games on there, so I'm really happy that I have these particular collections. I don't personally feel any desire to go out and chase Atari Collection 2 or the Atari Arcade Collection, because originally when I was going to get Atari Collection 2, my big incentive was that it has the Atari 7800 version of Dark Chambers. Well, I don't really need that because now I have Dark Chambers on my Atari VCS because you can actually buy it digitally there. Plus the Atari 50 collection actually has it. So this collection is friggin' amazing, okay? Like, I don't want to say that this collection necessarily just replaces all 5 of those collections, but it's still really good. I think one of the big draws of the Atari collections from Evercade is the Lynx collections. The Lynx collections are really freaking cool. To me, those are the 2 most important collections. If you don't have either one of those 5 collections, I highly recommend getting the Lynx games, honestly. If you're going to get anything, if you're not going for a complete set, get the Lynx collections. I think this is kind of a surprise and kind of not a surprise. I mean, Blaze has been working with Atari before Evercade was even a thing. One of the first things Blaze made was an Atari handheld. And so... yeah, it's a little bit surprising and shocking, but at the same time, I'm not surprised because I feel like Blaze is definitely headed in the direction of focusing more on actually, courting those indie developers, to get these games that are not going to, run out of license so quickly. This puts Evercade at 10 legacy carts now, and before today it was 5, so this is a pretty big, significant thing. On one hand, some people make a huge deal about it, like, oh, Blaze can't keep games or whatever, and it's like, but who can? At the end of the day, every game that's manufactured on any system comes to an end. It stops being manufactured. This is just life. This is just how, video games are, unfortunately. That's how the video game business works. If somebody has a license agreement with somebody, eventually that license agreement probably will come to an end. Or that system will come to an end, is oftentimes a situation, Not every game is not manufactured for all eternity, in spite of what you might think. So, yeah, it's not a surprise. Eventually it was going to come to an end, but it's surprising it was this quickly. It was surprising it was this quickly. Like I said, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised at the same time. I mean, I feel like this is going to keep happening. We're going to continue to have more legacy carts added. And I don't know if one of the factors is the security on these Blaze Evercade cartridges. I mean, what can I say? I remember a while back there was a guy, he doesn't have a YouTube channel anymore, weirdly enough. I just looked him up. His name was like the pre-Evercade project, and like with $12 worth of equipment, he created an Evercade card reader, and he was able to dump his own ROMs and stuff. So, man, I don't know. I kind of see from another company's perspective, but at the same time, I'm like, the ROMs on some of these games were super available. Not really the Lynx. I think the Lynx stuff, though, a lot of that stuff I think came from Songbird, so maybe not. Maybe some of this stuff is a little less common outside of the Lynx games, but, I just look back on my, this collection here, it's got so many great Atari games. It's like... overall, at the end of the day, to me, it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, it's not surprising, but it is surprising at the same time. And like I said, I got this collection here, which does keep me occupied if I really have an itch to play Atari. Plus, I have an original Atari 2600 with a bunch of Atari games. Atari games are super cheap, especially old 2600 games. Most Atari 2600 games are very cheap. So I feel like we're not losing much, but I mean, I think the Lynx collections are probably the most concerning of anything. If there's one thing that's actually concerning, it's the Lynx collections. Because I don't know what games were actually from Atari, were licensed from Atari, and what was stuff from like Songbird. So, I don't know. Yeah, I got mixed feelings about it, but it's an interesting situation to say the least. It's unfortunate, but, at the end of the day, like I said, all games and all the collections will eventually, stop being made for a particular system. things aren't perpetually in manufacturing forever. So what are your thoughts? Were you surprised by this news, or do you kind of like, man, I don't really care about Atari? Comment below. Love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.